to have endurance to win. We can't play the games anymore. We can't play the games anymore. It's the last days. We can't play the games anymore. You got to deal with yourself and your evil desires. Everybody's got them. Everybody's got sinful nature. So you're saying, well, Pastor Ed, what are you trying to say? So the devil will oppress, then he will depress. And when people continue to open up the doors to temptation and sin, the next thing you know, even believers end up demon possessed. Because you believe in God doesn't make you right with God. The devil and his angels believe. Because you confess that you are a Christian doesn't make you right with God. The Bible said you will know them by their works, right? You'll know them by their fruits. You'll know them by how they live. You said, Pastor, what are you trying to get across here? We got to wake up. Look at somebody say, wake up! I'm a winner. And you are a winner. So the next thing you know is they're possessed. I know of a preacher that got possessed. A preacher? It's not how well you start, it's how well you end. He got offended. He ended up going out to the bars again, started drinking. He didn't just pick up alcohol, he picked up some devils along the way. You think the devil already lost him once, so he was going to put more on him. How many knows? Even Jesus taught. He taught about when a spirit leaves a man, he'll come back, and if he sees that man empty, that means God's not there. He'll come in with 7 more fierce than even the first one. Evil takes over. Evil. People end up possessed by demons. Wow. You say, well, how do you know this person was possessed by demons? God spoke to me. He was trying to work his way back. Get right with God. Years later, he's tending this church. The pastor even scheduled him to preach. But he got a bunch of things when he was out there, and he walked in the church with it. Hadn't been free. God spoke to me. I was fast to say he's demon possessed. And that night I said, devil, you're not going to hide yourself anymore. Come out! And when I said come out, he started withering like a snake, and foam started coming out of his mouth about that high. I seen it with my own eyes. The pastor's going, oh my God, I was going to have him preach. I've experienced some things. Demons are real. Do you have the armor of God on? We want to walk through the week without the armor of God? It's not going to work. We got to have the armor of God on. It's a daily thing. Listen. Verse 16 said, do not err, my beloved brethren. That word err means do not get deceived. Don't get deceived by the enemy and what he's up to. You say, why, Pastor? I want to tell you what the Bible says in the last days. In 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1, the Spirit clearly says, in inner latter times, some will abandon the faith. That means they're going to walk away from God and follow deceiving spirits and things taught by demons. The demons talked them out of walking for God. They were behind it all. Let me go ahead and read it in the King James, 1 Timothy 4 and 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly in the latter times, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits. The doctrines of devils. I'm trying to communicate, church, something that's so real. The seducing spirits are everywhere. The world is filled with seducing spirits. The devil knows his time is short, and he's trying to take the church down. It's because it's the church that's keeping the devil from having his complete way. If he could take the church down, if he could take the Christian down, if he could take the preacher down, the next thing you know is he can get more control over the United States. You want to know why the United States is where it is today? Because pastors has been almost backslidden and preached the gospel. But hey, they have great charisma. They got the right tennis shoes on. They got the $300 pair of pants. They got charisma. But they're sleeping with somebody. They're stealing the money. They're okaying sin in their church. He has to okay sin in his church because he's living in sin. See, the Bible warns us. That there would be preachers that would be wolves. They're there. You say, well, how do you know? I'll tell you how I know. You want to know how I know, brother? I'll tell you why. Because 60% of churches today are giving membership to practicing homosexuals. 60% of churches. Wow. How does that happen if you don't have a backslidden preacher that doesn't preach the word? Oh, well, let's make everybody just feel good. That person's leading them to hell. The devil wants you to feel good going to hell, but after you go to hell, you won't feel good.